I forgot to mention a few days ago, she's got to be in the video, my brand new looking Frigidaire fridge just stopped. I don't comprehend it. I used it a week last summer. I bought it at a garage sale used, but it was like new. I mean, it looks perfect. There's no scratch, no dent, no flaw, nothing. And I used it a week last summer, and then I used it for 3 days here, and it quit. It just quit. No life, nothing. It's the oddest thing I can't figure out. I can't imagine a compressor would fail on a brand new looking fridge like this. All I can figure is maybe the thermostat or controls or something, but I don't know anything about refrigerator repair, so I wouldn't know what to do or if it's even worth it to try. But sad, I had just gone grocery shopping, and 3 days later the fridge fails on me. So I'm back to using the propane fridge out in the old camper, which means running back and forth to get my food. But it is how it is for now. And this is just sitting here as a lump in here now. It's sad. I don't understand. I guess these things just happen. Putting up the garden stakes, so I can put up the deer netting today and around the garden fence, and then along the bottom edge I'll put a little bit of chicken wire to keep the chickens from running through, but you'll see that all soon enough. Well, I was at Harbor Freight the other day. I got some hearing protection. It was cheap. It's not very high quality, but it was low price, and oh well. I took down my happy little wind turbine. I need to move this tower, and I'm going to extend the pole anyway. 10 foot is nothing. So, and I can't do it alone, and I did not want to damage this. The tower is going to be in the middle of the meadow here, centered, and I think I'm going to put my chicken run around it so they can't get up on it. The idea is to keep them from flying into the garden. That, or I might even put that actually in the garden, inside the fenced area itself, might even be a better idea. Because what I'm thinking is to keep the birds off that. That can actually become an integral part of the fence. I can have the deer fence strapped up to that, and then I can use that for climbing plants like pole beans and stuff. So it's a possibility I'm thinking about right now. Well, anyway, that has to be moved. I think I'm going to pull off the cross braces as well so I can move it easier, and put it inside right behind this big pole right here, dead center in the garden, so that I can continue working here and get the chicken run set up. I've got all my poles pounded in, heavy duty metal stakes. That's going to hold the deer netting. Now in the shorter ones, I'll tell you why I did what I did. I used some of the shorter ones because I had them, and every alternating one was a tall one. Corner posts are tall, so I used every second one short, and then I'll just strap on some a piece of sapling to extend the height. But that'll never rot. Well, I mean, that'll last a lot longer than a piece of tree. So what's the idea is that I'll just do that to have strong support, because I'm building this thing to last this time, and I'll have the deer netting up soon. Hope it doesn't rain. But anyway, I'm just going to continue getting this moved and get this netting up. The chicken run will be done today, I'm pretty sure. It's still yet early yet, like around 11 or so. So I got plenty of time to go. I want to show you something. Don't know if you can see it with this camera. I might have to refocus. Here's a curious thing. See those little black things? Those are called snow fleas. There, one just jumped. They're not very scared of me though. But they jump. Whoops, there he goes. They jump just like fleas. I don't know, one just left again. Let me refocus. These are called snow fleas. And they eat some kind of algae in the snow. You can tell how small they are, but they aren't very afraid though. I want to hurt one. Anyway, they look just like fleas. They're the size of fleas, and they jump like fleas. Wish there was more of them here. It's surprising that they're out still this time of year, this late in the season. Normally you see them on the snow, and they have a sort of built-in antifreeze in their bodies. And they actually don't mind the freezing cold weather and the snow. Just curious little creatures. First time I ever saw them, I was sitting down with a friend having lunch in the snow, and all of a sudden these things started swarming around us. It was billions of them. The whole forest floor was loaded with them, and we started freaking out thinking it was really fleas. Of course now they're not going to jump while I'm looking at them. Well, anyway, then I looked them up, and that's what they were. This time I'm hanging the fence a bit, I'm making it above the ground a little bit. It's going to be suspended about a foot or so off the ground to keep the snakes from going through. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm suspending it like this, and then I have chicken wire that'll run, just a short piece that'll run along this here to keep the birds in and away from my garden. So wind doesn't bite me too badly here. And I'll get all this up first, and then I'll come back for the chicken wire in a little bit and do that after. No more snakes getting killed in my garden fence this year. This time. I'm just fastening this on with baling wire that's left over from my last year's electric fence. I used to use baling wire last year. It was cheap, simple, and got the job done. recycling it for this year's deer netting. So that's good. Nothing wasted. It'll look good this year. It'll be real good this year. Chickens are going to be really happy. They made it through the winter, and they have no idea how good they're going to have it here coming up pretty soon. They're going to have a really nice home and a lot of bugs. Now with 2 walls up, the scope of the garden really becomes a reality. It's huge. I'm going to have to do some patching up. When my friends were pulling it down, somehow it got badly ruined. So there's a lot of holes in it for some reason. I had to cut pieces out. I don't know how that happened. There's a whole mess of cuts and holes in it, sadly. I don't know. Boy, here's a hole, here's a rip, here's a rip. I don't know what happened. I wasn't paying attention. So I don't know if this is going to hold up. I might have to get new netting eventually. But I've got 2 whole rows up, or 2 whole sides I should say. And I just got the last side over there, and then come across and back over for the chickens, and then across over here. Now I think I'm probably actually not going to have the solar panels in the chicken run. So the solar panels will be moved out of the chicken run for now. Later when I build them on posts properly, then I can put them back in here. But for now, I don't want the chickens to be sitting on the solar panels and walking on them and everything else. So they're just going to be moved over, starting probably, well actually they're going to come out to about here, because there's the chicken free range area, so the solar panels will be moved up to here. I have enough wire to do that on the solar panels, enough extra, so that'll be fine. So now they're going to have a nice area to free range in. It's going to be very large, and it's going to be good. And I'm thinking, if I have enough wire, I'm not sure yet, but if I have enough wire, I want to come all the way across to here, and for now leave this whole area open for the chickens, all of this, and then just have myself a gate there and a gate here. But that all depends on what material I've got, and if I can raccoon proof it safely enough. So this uneven ground is going to be the worst right here along the edges to raccoon proof the chicken run. That's the most sensitive and critical area, and it means I'm going to have to do a lot of raking of leaves down under here as well. Get all the leaves out, and all the twigs and all the small grasses and branches and stuff will have to come out of there in order for that to be safe. But it's getting there. It's coming along. I will have it done today. Well, there it is. I'm going to keep out chickens and raccoons. All the way around the whole garden, except for the front, which is going to be a living hedge. Not yet sure how that's going to come together, but the chickens will run through this area outside the garden, as I had previously explained, so they can eat the weeds and grasses along the edge. They'll help mow that down for me, and that way it'll be less work. Now I still I'll have to put up some, I'm going to put up deer netting along the outside edge here. Surprisingly, I still have a whole row left. I'm really surprised. Last year's garden I had from my landlady. She gave me 2 rolls and I had to roll myself, and it was enough that this year I'll be able to do all of this plus the chicken coop with deer netting. Now some of it's just thinner cheap stuff, but I don't really care as long as it works. That keeps them from going through the bottom, and if they try to fly up they're going to hit this, yeah, but they'll learn eventually they can't go through it. And I'll keep their wings clipped anyway so they can't fly all the way above. So the chickens are going to have a very nice place here. Very nice area, actually, right to the edge of this cut grass and straight across. So they have a really nice place this year. And I'll be able to let them out every day, all day. Now, right through here is going to be the entrance to the chicken coop. So I'll have a gate up here somewhere so I can come and go and get my eggs each morning. Now for now, due to lack of materials, I won't be able to have the chickens run along this side of the garden as I had originally planned. I will later, but for now I can't. So for now, until I get more materials, it's just going to be a straight shot across from this point over to here. That's it. That'll be the end for now. Because otherwise, I'll have to go and put deer netting. I'll have to trim these trees and put deer netting across here and raccoon proof all that. And it's just, that's a future expansion. Chickens will have plenty of space here for now. Future expansion, I can do this area. Plus I'll have to have the gates. That's another thing. Actually, correction, I'm not coming across this way. I'm stopping at this point. So I don't have to worry about a gate. This is the end. It's going to come across like this in this whole area. That way I don't need to have a gate or anything. This driveway will be open for me to work in and walk through, and that'll save me time and trouble and materials. So I'll have that done. I'm going in for lunch. I'll have this fence over to here, across, back, and all the way around done today. This is really cool. No sooner did I have the fence up than it is put to the test. Already. He's lazy. Ooh, coming after me. He's on the defensive. These are good snakes. Oh, I'm so thankful. Look at him going right through that fence. Not being harmed at all. Oh, that's good. That's a relief. I mean, I just finished that. Go have lunch, and there's a snake in my garden. I don't know why they love my garden so much. But there he is. My first snake this year. Can't believe he's out already. See, these are the good guys. These guys eat the mice. Definitely good. Now the chickens have a free, clear run. And I have rearranged these solar panels. I am happy I did. That frame was rotting as well. And the back braces came apart in my hands easily as I was attempting to move it. That's the other frame. Now what I've done is simply braced it up off the ground Same with this. The panels are not touching the ground. I've got them angled a bit and off the ground about 4 or 5 inches in the back, 1 inch in the front. And at least they look neat because they're in a row for now. And this is the best I'll be able to do right now until I get some materials. But just got to rebuild everything. I'm doing everything better this year. I'm getting a lot of flack from people for the fact that I'm taking things apart and moving things, but it's got to be done. If I want to do it right, I have to take things apart and do it right. Same with that wind turbine. I'm not even sure I'm going to use that tower at all now. I'm probably going to properly mount a water pipe on a solid secure base that's cemented in the ground and do that right, rather than messing around and possibly losing another wind turbine. So I gotta go have a break. We'll be back out here working on this in a few minutes and get that chicken fence up. But at least the garden is fenced in for the most part. That's a huge task out of the way right now. And knowing that the snakes can come and go, that's a relief. Instantaneously tested, I can't believe that. That one was too easy. They never go that easy. Of course, the ground is soft and wet. I occasionally have to get a sapling to fill in. This was a nice straight piece right here. I just cut it and then rounded the end, turned it to a point, and drove it in with the stake driver, the pole driver, post driver, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, keep pounding them in. I'll be putting up the fence soon. Most of the chicken run poles are up. I've had to harvest some saplings here and there to fill in the blanks. I've used the rest of my metal stakes that I did have up to here, and that was the end. And then I'm harvesting some young trees, which I needed to thin out anyway. It's for stakes here, pioneer style, using natural materials just like the pioneers. I ran out of materials. I can't believe how much I did have just from digging in the forest though. But right now I've got my cold steel survival knife. I don't have a hatchet. And what I'm doing here is working a point on these posts. There's going to be a future stake post on the fence. Just want to hack it around to a rounded point. Somewhat of a point on there, and then it goes in better. Yeah, that'll go in. Now I've got a stake ready to go in the ground. If I can fit the post hole driver or the post driver on this, I'm new at this pioneer style tree cutting method, so sometimes they get the wrong size, sometimes they don't fit happily, sometimes they're too crooked. That one will work. Uh-oh. That's what I mean. Sometimes they jam on me. I'll have to free that up. Well, that one's in there nice. It's raining, so I'll have to take my camera in. Well, it stopped raining. I've got these trees pounded into the ground because I ran out of stakes. It works. Now the reason I'm using trees separate from the electric fence is because the two cannot touch, and the electric fence is going to be outside the chicken fence. So that's two separate lines here, two separate issues. The chicken fence is going to keep the chickens in, and the electric fence is going to keep the raccoons and predators out. And I'm actually going to have two strands running down here at the lower point. I'm going to have these last two strands running, one here and one here, and that'll stop any predators from coming through the low way. Anything that tries to crawl under, anything that'll kill my birds anyway, that tries to crawl down this low is going to get zapped nicely, and anything that tries to climb over it is going to get zapped nicely. So honestly, last year that stopped raccoons. Somebody told me that raccoons will find a way around it. Well, I don't see how. As long as I have the electric fence all the way around, it should stop them. So I'm just gonna put up my deer netting now, just like I did here. The deer netting, just to keep the chickens from flying over the top, and then a little bit of chicken wire to keep them from going under. Hopefully I'll get it done yet today. I think I got time. It's 5 o'clock, yeah. I'll get this done. That'll be the last thing I do for today. Well, I'm almost done. I think I'll finish tomorrow. It's getting late. It's time for dinner. But this is the entrance of the free range chicken run. All of this is fenced in. I don't know if you can see it. This is a very large chicken area. It's quite large. From this post here all the way across and over to here. So it's a pretty decent size. And then from there, that corner, down over there, and all of this. So it's 50, about, no, it's almost, that's about almost 50 feet. It's about 50 foot by 50 foot area. Just about 50 by 50. And this area is 50 foot by 10, so it's a decent sized area for them. I'll finish the rest tomorrow. That's it for the day. I'm behind on videos anyway. I still have, I think, yesterday's video. Today's Tuesday. I have Monday's video to upload. But it's coming along. It's pretty huge. A lot of fencing in this meadow this year.